Hello, it's good to have you on the program again today, and of course it is the economy today as always, and we'll make sure that the best is what we bring across to you, and to try to share the fact that there are things we need to know about our economy, and that's what we have come for. Today I have a guest, and of course, as you know, I'll get my guest introduced just in a moment, but before then we have our stock exchange talk and a bit of our news bits. We'll get this before we now return to the other one. And we have a topic today, the economic trends. Any hope for in the future, any hope in the horizon? I have someone that will help me discuss that with me here, and we'll find out how best we can do whatever we need to do to perfect it. Okechukwu Onubogu here. Good to have you again. We'll get straight away and get into the stock exchange talk before we go further for any other thing. The Nigerian Stock Exchange, that's the first thing we've just shared, and all shares index for, of course, as always, we'll let you know for what happened yesterday, because we can't tell you that of it today because it's still ongoing. It's 96,670.59. This all shares index all put together. But when you talk about the value trade, the value traded yesterday was 24.4 billion, and the volume itself is 279 million. Then what we have in the market capital, of course, this time we're talking about naira, is 55.5 trillion naira. That was what was we had in the trading as of yesterday, and later today we'll be able to get to have what is happening right now. And well, before we get to this oil market, let's talk about the top gainers and the top losers, because I know we'll have them. Yes, we have Interbrew as the leader of the top gainers, and their gain is they have moved up 10% increase, though it's 0.49, and the Deep Cap also have 10%. In fact, apart from the last one today, among the top four gainers, they all had 10%. Okay, the first two had 10%, while Oando had 9.94% gain. And of course, talking about the DSA going for 6.95 kobo. Then MC Nichols also had 0.14, and they had 9.93% increase. So it's almost close. That 10% to 9% just close. That is how it has happened. But among the decliners, the leaders of the decliners are the Jais Bank, and Jais Bank had a 8.05% decline. Cornerstone rather, sorry, had 68% decline, while Ella Lakes had 1.64% decline. We also have FBHM and ICO, that is American International Insurance Company. So got to have 0.83% decline for what we had yesterday, and from this morning there will be a difference. It could be, you will see at the time we'll come again to show this. Okay, we'll go straight to that oil story, and okay, I think we have talked about this. The most active traders for amongst all, there are about 28 of them, but we had these three: Oando, Jais Bank, and First Bank Nigeria Holdings. The First Bank Nigeria Holdings had 51 million, and then Jais Bank had 30 million, and Oando 33 million. These are the three top traders as far as the currency was concerned. And going to the oil market, the WTI crude is still at 76. but then there is 0.5 this time, because it wasn't that yet the other time. There is 0.14, and then 0.08% increase. And the Brent crude, it's also 0.06 and 0.08% increase. Modern crude was on the decline, so modern crude didn't gain like WTI, and Brent crude was on the decline, and that was 0.36 and 0.46% decline. And our own Bonny Light, modern crude was at 78.54 and Bonny Light 78.62. Bonny Light has been, as I said before, like this for a long time, and all through this week that is ending today, Bonny Light has been on 78. Remember, before then it lasted for 2 months on 80, but this time it's on 78, and so there is a decline, 2.84% decline percentage. $78 per barrel. Well, we still believe something better will still keep happening. And as we're hearing about the new crude that is coming from Nigeria, we want to see that soon. We'll have it there, and get to have the funds that will come from that. Maybe to get higher than what we have on Bonny Light, or it could be the same. Let's see. It's when the market, when it comes into the market, and the buyers will see the quality, that will determine the amount it can go for on a constant note. Well, that's it for now for all these, right now I want to go straight to let us have what we know as our news beats on the economy today. There are things that are trending, economically speaking, and we got some of them because we can't have all of them. We had them on in there. So you join us, and as we join Divine Okechukwu to give you a beautiful story out of it all. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful one there, news beat, as we have had it this morning from Divine Okechukwu, and of course packaged along with Victor Adeyeye. Thank you so much. And we are going on the more. We still have a whole lot more to share on the program this day. And I have a guest whom you just have seen a bit, and you should be seeing him as we go on. My guest is a political economist and the deputy registrar at the National Mathematical Center, Kwali, Abuja. I'm talking about Dr. Obayomi Olukayode. Doctor, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
And of course, it is the economy today. And there are things we have been told and we have heard or seen about the economy and the way it is going. And that's why we had to look for people like you to come and talk, so that we will help talk about this and share them more, so that others will understand what is going on and what we are doing. And so even at a time like this, we have heard things about the economy and the way it has gone for a while. In some cases, there is an improvement, and in most other cases, there is not an improvement. So I don't know. I will let it be in your hands so that you help us talk more about it. But looking at some of the things, they are not so beautiful anyway, though we've been told somehow that Nigeria's economy is showing signs of improvement with a projected GDP growth rate of 3.1%, in 2014. And that the economy, the country is also experiencing a surge in digital entrepreneurship, experiencing that with the growing young people and increasing internet connectivity driving motivation. But you have just seen also that what we had in our news bit, that on that side, even the operators of these networks are even asking for opportunity so that they will increase the cost of what they are doing. And we are still looking forward to getting something beautiful from that sector. Well, Doctor, you know that these things are all aimed at helping us to achieve sustainable growth, and that Nigeria needs to balance all these things, ambitious fiscal reforms with effective budgeting and budget implementation, because it's not just budget implementation, but even the implementation of these budgets. What have you got to say about this? Because the question is the economic growth, rather Nigeria's economic trends, and the question is any hope in the horizon?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
The Nigerian economy is the largest economy on the African continent. And we've had it so good in the 70s, 80s, but these days, things have really changed. The trends have not been really encouraging. We are so deep in economic quagmire that nobody in this country will say that the economic situation has been so good. Surely this past 1 year has been very excruciating economically. The people have not been really finding it easy to survive on a daily basis. Though there are figures that have been rolled out, statistics showing improvement. But how does this translate to the daily living of the people? How does this translate to how people go about their daily sustenance? We heard that the GDP grew by 1.9% in June this year.
Yes.
But what significant effect does that have on the daily lives of the people? That's my concern.
Yes.
Anybody in this country knows that the economic situation has not been too bright, not too good. We are so deep down there that you start asking yourself, is this in Nigeria we've all been living for the past decades? Day in, day out, you start hearing stories of economic, maybe I'll call them economic misfortune. Increases in tariffs, increases in this and that. The fuel removal of the subsidy created a lot of destabilization and dislocation in the daily living of the people. And since then, with the issue of the foreign exchange, land today is almost 1,593 this morning. And given our economy that is not that creative, manufacturing oriented, we're a consuming nation. This has the trend in the foreign exchange market has a lot of impact on what happens here. The machinery, even those who are producing locally, we have to import the machinery, we have to import the raw materials, and most of the time the finished goods come from abroad, and this has to do with foreign exchange.
Yes.
And this has not really been making life easy for the people. The trends have been very bleak, very dim. The trends have not been really good. Though the government of the day is trying to put one policy in place, the anchor borrowers policy of the former government is being pursued vigorously. The presidential fertilizer initiative is being pursued to increase agricultural production. These are good policies. But how does this translate into good economic atmosphere in the country? That is what we are here to see. A lot of policies, Nigerians were good at issuing out policies, issuing out programs. But what about the implementation?
We have always had this, because when you talk about the policies, I think Nigeria is about the best country in the world, talking about churning out beautiful policies. But then when it comes to practicality, going to carry out the things that you have brought out, Nigeria is among the worst in the world. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I agree. And my belief about this particular statement you just made is that at the point of conception, it's like it's a still bad policy that we normally shun out. Because those who are even conceiving the policy, what was their motive? Do they really have motive to ensure that these policies succeed? So the issues, it's like some of these things are even dead on arrival.
Yes.
Because those who are, people are always thinking, what is the need for me? That is the problem with the Nigerian state or our officials.
Okay. We will still continue to talk about this, but I just want to ask for a break for just less than a minute, please. I will return to continue. So much. We are back here again, and I still have my guest with whom I'm talking, and there's a whole lot we have got in our hands here to talk about this day. And I believe that as we go on, before the end of it all, you will see and get to understand them more. Dr. Obayomi rather,
yes,
looking at it the way it is today, just as we have, you were saying something before I cut in, talking about inability to implement these wonderful projects and wonderful things that could have helped this nation get to be lifted. I keep saying it. Nigeria is about the richest country in the world because everything we need, we have. Natural resources, human resources, and all put together, we have these things. But the only problem we keep having is the thing that led to corruption in actual fact is the inability of the people in authority to carry out their duties effectively. But most of the cases, people will do things, and today they are blaming corruption for all of this. But is it not human beings that entrench corruption? Because if they had done their work, if they had followed their duties effectively, and if there had been checks and balances, I'm not talking about people in the House of Assembly doing oversight functions on the people that are doing things, but people inside, wherever they are, checking themselves and making sure that they are following the laid down procedures. Nigeria is a place you don't follow laid down procedure, and nothing happens to you. The fellow finishes and goes away, stashes a lot of money outside, and nobody is saying anything. And today we are talking about the fight against corruption and all. Any hope?
That question requires a lot of deep thinking. Is there really hope? At times, I feel there is some area of hope on the horizon. But on the other side, the way things are happening these days, you tend to totally lose hope in some of the things happening. I won't say in this country, because I hope this country will survive what we are going through. Corruption, like you mentioned, is the basis of our problem. Like you said, there are many policies, beautiful policies. But the problem is that we have very strong personalities here, no strong systems. Once you are in office, you dictate everything. The system is sidelined. But if we have a very strong system that can curtail corruption, the excesses of people in positions of authority, I think this country will go a long way in the area of development. Corruption is a very terrible thing that is really affecting us. And the way we are doing our own, at times somebody will want to start thinking, what the quantity of money people get themselves involved in. You start asking yourself, are these really human beings? What are they going to do with this kind of money? Rather than recklessness and things that are not normal.
Yes.
So there are good policies in this country. Like the anchor borrowers, it's a good policy.
Yes.
But
again, sir,
yes.
even that anchor borrowers,
yes.
Are you seeing it as something that is following the way it ought to follow?
No. The idea is good, but the implementation is faulty. Highly faulty. It is not really directed to those. It's just a political playing to the gallery politically.
Yes.
So that the people will see that the government is doing something. It's supposed to have been directed to those who really need the resources to ensure that the economy grows. Look at our agriculture. We have vast landmass, uncultivated, unoccupied, ungoverned. I was watching something on the social media recently, even with this security issue that we say we have. In Burkina Faso, I think the one of these African where the junta just took over, they were bombing ungoverned spaces just to make sure the people disturbing us in the bushes. Look at the Niger State. A lot of ungoverned spaces there.
Yes.
And nobody is doing anything about it. So these people will kidnap people, they will take them there, and they have a haven to operate unhindered. So we have to do a lot of things also about security and about corruption. But the issue of corruption is so endemic that you start wondering, can we really get out of this? It starts from the government officials.
Yes, sir.
It starts with the ordinary people.
Yes, sir.
The mechanic wants to cheat you.
Exactly, because it's not just only in the government offices. No, even the mechanic who want to cheat you. Even the one that sells foodstuff in the market who want to do something.
Yes.
Nobody does the right thing any longer. You see, when you ask, let's begin with those in the government authority office now.
Okay.
They will say, this person was here before. And all of them that were here did one thing or the other. And look, if you're asking me to stop, they didn't stop. They concluded, and they have gone scot-free. What am I afraid of? Nothing. Let me do my own, because this is my own turn. And when I finish, I'll leave this place. That ends it. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I was in a friend's vehicle and we were going somewhere, and he showed me a big mansion, a mansion that belonged to somebody that was a federal officer, kind of. I'm not talking about the military, someone in the federal civil service. Yes. And he showed me it was a mall, that the man owns the mall. And behind the mall, a little further, we saw an estate. He said it belongs to the man as well. And then there was another place where the man now lives. And I was wondering, the person that served the government, the person that was under the government couldn't have made this kind of money. And I tried to say it, and the fellow with me said, don't you know how they make it? Because nobody is there to disturb them. They make it, and it just goes on like that. There was someone again that we were discussing with, someone that was a military officer. When he left, he's late now, and he had a big farm somewhere and had many estates all around. And we were talking, and he said, even this one, everybody knows how he made it. How could he have come out from this place and he has made all this money, and you're looking at it? So when people who are serving, and you know that up to today, nobody's talking about those people. Yeah. So the ones who are there, why should they fear? There is nothing to hold them back, no respite, because you know that you come and go. It's soldier come, soldier go, according to the way he said in the barracks, but the barrack remains. That's the way people see it today in government service. Go and collect your own bit of your own share of the cake and go home, of the national cake, and go home. And that ends it. Nobody calls you. So we need to strengthen these things that will make people give account for what they have done wrong anywhere, or even right. Give account of whatever you've done. I don't know. Yeah,
the issue of corruption, we're talking about the economic situation, and definitely there's no way you can talk about any issue in this country, whether political or economic, that will not talk about corruption, because I think that's our greatest problem. Like we're talking about the officials. The humongous amount of money he has marked in every year's budget for the welfare of the people, for infrastructural development, for other things that ought to have impacted positively on the life of the people, the ordinary people, are being cornered by individuals. You need to see the level of corruption in government offices. You see where permanent secretaries, directors are owning estates.
Yes.
And
they're still in service.
Like you said, nobody calls, some of them are in service. Nobody calls them to question. Everybody's just doing whatever we like. How will the economy develop? Because all the monies that were supposed to have been used to develop the economy have been frittered away by individuals. And you do your own, you go, nobody calls you to question. And it's so embarrassing. This is the country where I will see a state governor, I won't mention name, will acquire money legally, use it, the same state, they will use it to set up airlines, and still continue to do whatever they want to do, and nobody questions them. And the people also. Because there's this psyche, there's this feeling about the people that just go there, take your own, and which is my turn, I'll go and take my own, which is really killing us. We need to have a serious cultural reorientation. Yes. A serious kind of, we need to change our views about life. Life is not all about money, about wealth. There are a lot of abandoned structures all over the places, abandoned properties all over the places by those who did it in the past. Did they take anything to heaven? No, nobody will leave anything from here, with anything from here. Yes. So we need to think of ourselves, think of our future generation, think of the economy, so that people are really suffering. Extreme poverty in town. It's really embarrassing.
So I also know that government is supposed to be, I'm not saying that government is now, but government is supposed to be a continuum.
Yeah.
But you see, here we don't see it. Because I remember some time ago, one of the past presidents of this country, I'll mention his name, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, when he came on, he said, they took me around to many places. I saw this one, abandoned project by, he mentioned the name of one former president. This one, abandoned project by this other person. He said, you will never see anyone when I go. You will not see abandoned project by Obasanjo. He said, what I will do now is that I'll start working on all these other abandoned projects by these other presidents so that we will get our country in order. And honestly, I have checked. I have not seen any abandoned project by Obasanjo. So this is somebody that chose by himself to do the right thing, check himself to ensure that that right thing is maintained. And he did it until the end of his stay. I'm not saying that he is a saint, but I know that from the things we have looked at publicly, we have such things. Why can't our leaders have this kind of mind? Even apart from the political leaders, even the leaders in workplaces, leaders in churches, leaders in everywhere, in mosques, everywhere, so that when you go, you have a legacy that people will say, yes, when he was here or when she was there, because there are women leaders too, that he or she did this and didn't leave any problem with anybody. I remember again that Peter Obi, governor of Anambra State some time ago, said, I will not live with any load that I will keep for another person to take over. And when he left, he did not. In actual fact, somebody who was a governor after them was asking the governor that took over from him how he got the money to build the airport, the Anambra airport that had been elusive to all the other people all the years. And the man said it was the money that Peter Obi left, the dollars and pounds that he left for the government, that I said, what is this money wasting here for? Let's use it to build the airport. You see it? This is a human being. There are other leaders in this country who can do this. I thank God that we are beginning to get into the autonomy that is given to the local government chairmen and all that, local government as a whole. I pray that this will help so that we'll have people who are conscientious, who will come and do work effectively and go, waiting for posterity to talk about them. So I don't know. If you have a word for this concerning what I've said, please let us hear it.
Yeah, like you rightly said, we normally allude to the fact that most Nigerians, we Nigerians, I'm sorry to say, we are corrupt. Most Nigerians. But as you are, that's an assertion. But we can also assert that out of this situation, you can see some very few individuals who are ready to serve the people, who are ready to deliver. But we don't really allow them. Because our value for money is just out of place. During political campaigns, it's money that rains.
Yes.
The highest bidder takes the day.
And they also create banditry at the end of the day because
exactly.
their supporters, their touts
yes,
are working with them.
Yes, to fight for them. So they are good individuals who can rule this country, who can handle the administration of this country, and will start making progress. But they will not allow such. And such people, maybe because they cannot steal, they may not have the wherewithal financially to be able to get to positions. Because even look at our electioneering activities.
Yes.
The requirements for even buying forms.
100 million for you to become president.
To me, if you are not stealing,
how can you spend
blindly somewhere? Where will you get that kind of money? The businesses we say we do in Nigeria, if somebody is a businessman, trace the source of that business. It must have been in government. Those who are even, we are talking about, they are real businessmen today. Some of them we had during Abacha time. Those who were carrying money in billions of dollars, and now they're going to use it to establish the economy. So it's still part of the stolen wealth of our country.
Yes.
So we really need to allow people who have the interest of the people at heart to come to positions of authority so that they can help this economy. Because you need to have the love of the people at heart. It's not that it is me that should be all. It is my turn. If it's your turn, then you must have the interest. You must have the love of the people at heart. We've been hearing increases in tariff, increases in everything.
multiple taxation,
multiple taxations, multiple levying everywhere. You are traveling, the local government towns will hold you on the road, will destroy your vehicle if you don't stop for them. Different local governments, you are moving from one state to another, you are paying different starches on the same thing, on the same item. The life is really excruciating for the people as we stand, as we speak.
Yes, sir.
And government should look for something to do. Let us for once face the development of this economy. Look at the way they are stealing oil. People in high places. An ordinary man cannot go to the Niger Delta to go and steal oil.
No way.
Where will he get the money to even buy the equipment with which to siphon?
Yes.
And the money to trade? It's done by some of our leaders with the connivance of those who are aiding them. So we really need to encourage our leaders to start thinking of the people for once. Let them start thinking of the people. Some of these leaders have stupendous wealth. They are stinkingly rich that their generation will never suffer. But in any case, I believe there's a way nemesis normally catch up. No family will live for generations. It's not possible.
Yes.
So we really need to face our people. Then, apart from the official side, let's talk about the ordinary people, ourselves.
Yes.
Some of us, some of the people who are in government today, were ordinary people yesterday.
Yes.
But when you now get there, you'll be complaining when you're on this side. But when you get there, you start doing whatever. That was what you were alluding to.
Did, yes.
Where are we going? When are we going to have solution to our economic problem? It's really frustrating and really embarrassing. The level of activities going on in this country, in the economic sector, in the political sector, is not encouraging. The trends are very dim. The trends are very discouraging. We're in a very alarming state. And we just need solution from our leaders and the people.
Okay, sir. I want to go this way this time. Looking at all these, the hope that is in the horizon is, and the fact that the people who are supposed to be working will have a change of mind to do right the way it ought to be done, so as to achieve the required result. Is it not?
Yes.
That is the economic growth.
Yes.
And again, on the side of the people that are governed, the people that everyone, in whatever we do, at every unit, we should be wise to do things correctly, hoping, knowing that tomorrow holds a better future for as many as will be able to do the right thing that will affect the well-being of all around us. Now, there is this word, because we're talking about hope in the horizon. Some people, I heard that, I don't know whether it's Adamawa or Taraba, there was a professor, or there is a professor, who just threw in the towel concerning the university. I think he has taken a sabbatical leave or something like that, and now he wants to contest the election as a local government chairman. And that professor, I was told, had been doing so well for the people, both in the educational sector and other areas of life. And now he wants to come and become local government chairman. So his people were applauding him, that decision that he took to come in, because everybody knows that the politics of Nigeria, that there are murky waters everywhere. And so some sane, use the word sane in quote, people have refused to enter there. But this professor has taken the lead. Do you think he's taken the right step? And do you advise, is there any way you can advise the others who are like him to come out to also help to, because these are, when we have these people around, that's how the economy, because when they start doing the right things everywhere, then the economy begins to grow.
Yeah, it's a good step taken by the professor to test the waters, because if we, though I may not really encourage him, but we also have to see what happens, because if we say we'll leave the whole thing to those who are spoiling our country, when will the solution come? So people should test the water, people should test their ability, whether by chance or per chance, they will be able to get an opportunity to be in governance or to be in political offices, and maybe now from there we start having spots where we have people who are ready to do the right thing. But the political water is very murky and very disturbing. Somebody was saying it that if you want to hear the story of your grandfather that you didn't know, great-great-grandfather, go into politics. Somebody will bring it out for you, and you will know where you belong. But be that as it may,
yes, sir.
We should not say people should not participate. But the problem is the hindrance will be money, because the value, the ordinary people, the electorate also plays on money. Is another thing that is killing us.
Yes.
Because why would the professor, if he has not been involved in one post or the other way, he must have stolen. If he's just coming with a clean mind that I want to serve the people,
yes.
When will he get the money to start sharing to people, to start throwing at people?
Yes.
That will be the first interest he's going to experience. And once you don't give, once you go for a campaign, they will say, what do you have for us?
Oh.
I've been fortunate to work closely with a governor of a state, and when he was doing his campaign for a second time, I saw the type of rot that people are really involved in.
Yes.
The ordinary people in the marketplace, the market woman wants to take money from you, the mechanics want to take money from the aspirant. Everybody's just talking about money. So at the end of the day, it is not your value. It is not what your campaigns or what you want you offer to the people that really determine who is going to win. But the highest bidder. So the professor must take precaution a lot. Because he may get disappointed. But I pray he gets his way, and then let's start having sports where we have people who are ready to serve the people.
Exactly.
Because the way we are, the situation is so terrible.
I remember there was somebody that. I wouldn't need to mention the name anyway, but he came into Anambra State then to contest as governor. And wherever he will go for campaigns, they will use these pure water. They'll be throwing pure water at him and his team. So wherever he went, they will throw pure water at him and his team, and they will run. In fact, he even had bags of rice and all those things, gallons of vegetable oil and all that in vehicles, you know. But each time he will get anywhere to do anything, they will chase him away because they said he didn't have a good character to come and be the person that could govern the state. And that was how he, at a stage, had to take himself out of the matter because he saw that there was no way for him. Though he had earlier tried to boast that he will rig it, but in that state you don't rig elections like that because they will not let you. And of course he saw it. So I think people will need to borrow a leaf from those people. And even some time ago, I think I saw something like that again in Edo State. Someone brought food items and all to distribute among the people so that they will give them their votes. They said, we will not take anything from you. We will not give you our votes. And the man left disappointed. We need to see people that are the commoners, if you like, that have strong wills, so as to see it happen in their place. Because if not, if we collect things from them, at the end of the day, they will come into office and repeat 100-fold. And at that time and in that process, there's nobody that can talk, because they say, I settled you. I settled you. How do you want me to think about you again? Our roads will remain bad because they settled the people. So we plead, using this opportunity and this program, we plead with the people. Think about the future. Do not use 4 years to mess up everything that has to do with the economy. The economy of your state has to grow. If not, you will remain hungry. So we need to build this economy, and it requires concerted effort to get it built. It's not just what anybody can do alone. It has to be collectively done. Trends, markets, if you go to markets today, you see the cost of things are coming down, but it's not because it is everywhere that they are coming down, but because there is no storage facility. If not, those things, tomatoes and all that, onions, will get spoiled, and the farmer will not have anything. So these are the things we need to do. Please help me encourage the people concerning this, because I know you are a political economist.
Yeah, what you have said bordered seriously on political consciousness,
yes,
political awareness, and political participation by the people.
Yes.
Because when campaigns are on, we need a lot of enlightenment,
yes,
educational activities to let people know that using their voting right is an important thing, even that will bounce back on the economic situation that we all live in. Because if you sell your birthright
Yes.
because of a pot of porridge,
Porridge, yes.
definitely you come and suffer it at the end of the day. So people should be politically conscious. People should be politically, should have political awareness, and they must also participate politically. So, and as they're participating, they must do the right thing. Like you said, people chasing away people who are politicians. This is how we are supposed to engage ourselves politically with our people. Let us call them to questions during elections. That the last time you came, what did you do to the people? But the problem is our people too. Our value, the value we place on money, is so wonderful that at times you start to think. So I pray people will start thinking in that direction that you just mentioned. That people will not go out to sell their votes anymore. They will use their votes rightly for the best candidate that will emerge and now come and create good economic situations for all of us to participate, yes, or to enjoy. Because all these things boil down, the political power is used to either create good economic situation or create bad economic situation.
Yes.
All these things we are doing. There was somebody that was alluded to have said that don't have Godfather, like I say, I spend money. So asking yourself, where did they get that money? Is it their family's money?
Which family is that will permit you to spend their money?
Yes.
For what you are not sure.
We all know our backgrounds.
You know?
Most of these people came from very poor
families, poor backgrounds.
They're just able to manipulate situations and they start behaving like God. It's really very worrisome. So our people should start seeing these people as ordinary people like them. They're just taking chances. They are taking opportunities. Because we sell ourselves cheaply. It's not everything that is money.
Yes.
We should learn to have values for ourselves.
Okay.
And by the time you start doing that, people who come with their money, you reject them and do the right thing. And people and our leaders will sit right. And those of us who are on this side of followership today, when we get to the other side of leadership, we should also remember how we were before.
Yes, and know that people are like that.
Yes,
and they
that we need to elevate their
and do the right thing.
Exactly.
Because when we do the right thing, things naturally
will run well.
Yes,
will run well.
That's correct.
So that's my position. But I pray that we'll get to a stage where the level of political awareness, the level of political consciousness, and the level of political participation will increase.
Yes.
So as to be able to engage our leaders politically, talk to power, so that we can see changes in our economic situation. Yeah. That's the only way. If not, the way things are happening, I don't see hope on the horizon, really.
Yes, and then from what you have said, sir, I have really deduced some of these things that I need to say now, like the fact that the people in authority, people especially in government and wherever, that when they want to do things, that they should be careful to ensure that it's what was written that is done, and that not saying that you're bringing out 400 million to help the people, then you just spread 400 million just like that. You, in authority, you need to check to ensure that that 400 million went to the right persons that should have it. Yeah. Not just sending it through your agents to anybody they like. And they could just send only 15 million out of the 400 million and keep the rest and tell you it has been done. You say, okay, you need to also supervise. You need to also check to see that that money that has been budgeted for something is carried out that way. Because I remember that some of those people in government too, what they have done in ministries and MDAs, you know, what they do is that they budget, and at the end of the fiscal year, they see that they have not finished the thing. They will write funny things and use it to cover up, then take the money out for their personal use. We need to be careful. Let these things be watched over, and let's ensure that they are achieved the way they ought to be. Again, the other one, for the people who are under, people who are the masses, be wise to do the right thing. Because that way, if you sell your vote because of you want 40,000 naira, it's even too much. It's 4,000 they give these days, 4,000, 5,000, and they bag a bag of rice. And you know what they call a bag of rice? 10 kg. Okay. 8 kg, 5 kg, because we hear bag of rice, you're thinking about 100, no, or 50 kg. No, it's 5 kg, 10 kg, highest 20 kg that they give to people, and they think they are doing something. This thing, you eat it for highest thing a month. Yeah. When it is too big, and it is gone. Consider the future of your children and your children's children that will come. And so let's be careful. When we do this, the economy of our land will be made better. Because God has blessed us with everything good. It's only humans that are stopping these things from happening. I want to say thank you so much, sir. Dr. Obayomi Olukayode, for being here with us today. You are a political economist, and may I tell you straight away here in the studio that this is the first time you're coming, but this is not going to be the last time. Okay. Please, I will still need you here so that we talk to the authority, talk to the people, so that we can see if this will help to change situations in our country. No problem. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. And all that way from the National Mathematical Center, where you are the Deputy Registrar. Thank you so much, sir. We hope to have you again and again on the program, not minding the distance. Please, do come again. Thank you. And dear viewer, I am Okechukwu Onubogu, saying thank you for being part of what has happened today on the program. But then, before I take my leave of you, I must let you know that I didn't work alone. Apart from my dear Divine Okechukwu that did the packaging of what we just of our news bits, and even the stock exchange story, we also have Victor Adeyeye that also was part of that work. And Vic, we wish you the best, even as your health is coming down small. We pray that God will perfect the healing for you. Also, I won't forget to give special thanks to Bright Chukwuelue, to Mr. Sulaimon, Mr. Sue, thank you so much. And Ihanyu Goji, thank you, as well as not forgetting to thank my dear Daniel Okechukwu. It's all part of what we have done here today is to see that the best happens to us. Well, I know that Divine is also around. Divine Davrilaya, thank you. I want to thank everyone that helped one way or the other to see that the work is done. Okechukwu Onubogu here saying, may the best happen to us on a constant note. As we meet again in the new week. God bless you.